So after the chat with Andy, I took Kitty and headed back to the room. I was a little bit tired from the flight and just also from the heat. It was nice, but I needed to shower, so Andy was happy enough. He sat at the table a bit longer, and he went over the paperwork. Andy trusted me implicitly, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, you check your own paperwork and stuff. So Andy checked over the paperwork. He checked all the serial numbers. You know, he counted the money. You know, I always told Andy to count the money if I give it to him, and he's like, no, it's okay. I said, no, Andy, please just always count the money. You know, I could fucking tell you there's 9 grand there and there's 8, and you're just gonna take my word on it. And I said, and if it's 8 grand and there's a grand missing, and you tell me no, it's okay, then there you go. You know, that's your problem. And I says no, you know, count the money, and so Andy just deducted the 500 from the 9,400, and he was happy enough. So me and Kitty tootled back to the room. I put her on the bed and got into the shower, and as per usual, she liked to be in the water, so she came into the shower. She was in the shower a few minutes, and I picked her up and gave her a little scrubbing, a little soaking, and washed her off with the shower hose, give her a bit of a dry, and she just lay on the bath mat. I finished my shower, toweled off, brushed my teeth, and give Kitty a little blow dry with one of the hair dryers that was, you know, already in the bathroom on the wall. Gas hair dryer. Not that I had any need of it. I didn't really have any hair back then either. But no, it was time to lie down. So there was no TV in the room, and I was glad about that. I really wasn't one for TV. I had kind of gone off watching TV when I lived in Belize. I just wasn't fucking interested in what was going on in the world, to be quite honest. I watched it when I was in Miami, because obviously, you know, had a TV at the house and learning to fly, all that type of stuff. I was watching the weather channels and also Discovery and Jacques Cousteau and stuff. But my head just needed a break, and I just needed to sleep. So that was it. Toweled off, put a pair of shorts on, jumped on the bed, put Kitty on a little pillow, and she just purred, and she just almost immediately fell asleep, with a little belly full of fish and tuna fish and all the kisses and the strokes and the pets that she was getting from all the attention of the people that met her. So she was happy, and she was purring away. So, and she was getting bigger. So I just wondered, you know, looking at her sometimes, you know, had she forgotten Tom, you know, or did she still remember him? You know, she didn't seem to look for him anymore, because she did a few times. She would kind of wake up crying and stuff, and I suppose with the different smells, with, you know, the different smell of me, and, you know, and you could still smell Tom. She probably could still smell Tom in the house, you know, maybe on the carpets, you know, on the stairs and things like that. And a couple of times she did wander up the stairs, and she did sit outside his door and scratching on the door. So we're just kind of wondering now, you know, a month or 6 weeks on from Tom having passed and been cremated, did she still think of him? Did she still miss him? Who knows? I mean, you know, we don't know how they think at the end of the day. I know that they mourn, so it just crossed my mind, and I asked myself that a couple of times. But she was content, and she was happy, and she was getting lots of attention, and she was loved, and I loved her, and she was great, you know, great company for me. So I was happy enough. So give her a little cuddle, and fell asleep. And that was it. Fell asleep. I woke up a short while later to somebody knocking on the door, and I got up, and it was Andy. And before I knew it, I had slept 4 hours. Andy had come back from visiting one of the dive shops that he'd went to. The name escapes me at the minute. There wasn't very many on the island, I don't think, back then, 30 years ago. But he had got an order, and he collected money up front, which was really good. So he was happy with that. I think he collected another 3.5, 4 grand. So Andy had a pocket full of money, and he would also be visiting another 1 or 2 dive shops tomorrow as well. So that was it. That was the plan. So I think it was around 5 in the evening that I'd woke up, something like that. and Andy said that he'd gotten a phone call from the young lady that was sitting with us at the desk, and Lauren, I think it was, and he would be. He asked me if I wanted to go and join them for dinner, and I just told him no. I says, Andy, crack on, mate. Go enjoy your time with her, and enjoy yourselves. And I says, I might pop out. I says, in about half an hour, 40 minutes. I says, and maybe grab a Coke with you guys. Not to be rude or anything like that. And I says, but I'll leave you two guys to enjoy a bit of time together. I says, to be quite honest, Andy, I'm sitting there like a third wheel. You know what I mean? And I said, she's interested in you, mate. So I says, go enjoy yourself. I says, me and Kitty will go take a walk around the beach later on and go for a little stroll, maybe a little paddle in the ocean. And I think in the back of my mind that Andy was hoping I would say that, because a big smile came across his face and a little glint in his eye. So, you know what I mean? I didn't want to be a third wheel, and they obviously had met each other before and had a lot to talk about, at the table earlier. So I just let them get on with it, and I was actually really glad to see Andy kind of come out of his shell a little bit, and because it wasn't, it was only a few weeks ago that he'd broken up with his other girlfriends. So it was nice to see Andy, have a little sparkle in his eye and a little cheeky grin, and he plodded off, and that was it. Andy just wore the same thing. He never dressed for dinner. Andy just wore a t-shirt, a pair of knee-length shorts, and a pair of Jesus Creepers, sandals, and that was it. So that was Andy's dress code. As the only time I saw Andy really wear a pair of trousers and a shirt was when we went to the hospital for Tom, and also to Tom's cremation. So, but Andy was a 50-year-old beach bum, basically, and that was just him. So it was nice to see him smile a little bit again. So I closed the door. Kitty was playing on the bed. She was doing a little somersaults, and she was playing with the cushion that she was sleeping on, which was good. I opened up the window, let the lovely air breeze in, which was absolutely stunning. Could hear the sea in the not too distance, and hear people talking outside on the beach, which was really good. And I just sat for a little bit and soaked it all in, and sat in the bed with Kitty for a little bit. I thought about Fiona. I was thinking about her. I was thinking that it was going to be nice to see her again. I hadn't spoken to her now for a couple of days, and I wasn't missing her. I wouldn't say I was simping over or pining over and stuff or anything like that, because I didn't really know her, and I'd still had in the back of my mind that Gary had told me that he dated her before me, and I just kind of wondered. I should have asked him what he meant by that, but I didn't. But I was gonna, talk to Fiona about it and see what she made of it, and then, I'd probably pull Gary on it and ask him what his point was. So, anyway, for now, I was just happy to be in Bermuda, and just to enjoy everything. The weather was a little cool in evening times, being September. It was real nice. The fresh ocean breeze was lovely. The music had started playing. You could hear the music along the beach. The old Bob Marley and the Wailers is going. One of my favourite singers and favourite bands, and absolutely loved reggae music when I was down in Belize, and always headed to the bars that played it. I wasn't really interested in heavy metal, Def Leppard or Metallica or anything like that. Any type of reggae music, and that was it for me. I just gravitated to that bar, and I would just sit and listen with a big dirty fresh orange juice. So the plan was to get dressed and to basically give Andy a little bit of time with Laura, give them time to get something to eat, and then just go bring Kitty down so she could rest on Laura's big titties again, and make Andy jealous, because I'm sure that's where he would have liked to have been, and kind of just go for a little stroll. So that was the plan on that.